Houston Heat has the best record of any team over the past 2 seasons, as they have won 4 out of the 10 PSP events that they played in since their creation. But this year, Heat has been reformed, as they needed to replace 3 of the starting 5 when they lost their Russian stars to the new PSP team Art Chaos. But they went out and secured some of the most coveted stars in the game, bringing in Thomas Taylor from Excessive, and Ryan Moorhead, Tim Montresor, and Greg Sewers from Edmonton Impact. Rookie Keith DeVitt has come over from Omaha Vicious as well. With all these new star imports, the team has a chance to win events right away. They have all the tools they need to win again. Excellent owner support, a great coach in Jason Trojan, a team chock full of talent, and a great work ethic. Sam Monville has been a big part of the team's efforts since their first tournament, and Chad George is widely considered one of the best snake players in paintball. He has weapons and depth in every position, and there's no reason that they shouldn't be a favorite to win events yet again. San Diego Dynasty came into the beginning of last season on fire, winning the first 2 events, taking second in Chicago, and going on to win the 2013 PSP Series Championship. During their early season domination, they were able to win close games, and the whole roster stepped up in pressure situations. Dynasty's strength lies in a core group that has been together for over a decade, and the amazing young talent they have brought in to surround that legendary core of Alex Frazier, Yosh Rao, Ryan Greenspan, and the 2013 Top Gun, Oliver Lang. Other than losing Dalton Vanderbilt, who was their main weapon on the D side, the team is the same, and they are looking to come into 2014 and make a statement to the league, as they started to fall short towards the end of last season. Kyle Spica and Alex Frazier will need to step up on the snake side, and Lang, Greenspan, Brandon Short, and Blake Yarber need to handle the attack on the D side. Coach Rusty Glaze was able to utilize the entire roster last year, and with Vanderbilt gone, Lang and Greenspan could see a lot more playing time. Very few teams have the talent Dynasty is able to field, and Coach Glaze has refocused them into one of the hardest working, most organized teams in the game.
Any color you wanted. And this is what I get in the mail.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the sidelines with Nick Sloviak from Heat. You guys are having a tough weekend, tougher than we expected, but how is team morale going into this one?
Team morale's high. We've got nothing to lose, so we've got to go out here and play this game and play it hard, and just work on the small things that obviously haven't been going as expected in the games before, so yeah.
What are those small things you're working on?
Communication, just staying alive in our bunkers. When all the chaos happens with all the deaths off the break, just looking around and checking to see who's alive, and working together to make those moves, not just making those moves individually. So yeah, a few things.
You guys were scouting Dynasty before during their last match. Is there anything you saw that you're going to be defending against?
No, I mean, not particularly. I think we're more worried about guys in our team doing their jobs. I know when we talked about Oliver, he's been doing a really good job going up the middle, so he's a bit unpredictable, but the rest of the guys are pretty predictable in what they do, and I mean, we all have history against Dynasty, and we feel pretty good about it, so yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. It's going to be Dynasty versus Heat. We'll see who gets the first point in about 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
We will. Please.
Welcome back here. 2014 PSP Dallas Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. So one game left here in the morning division, and it's going to be San Diego Dynasty taking on Houston Heat. Must-win situation for Houston Heat, Todd.
Yeah, Houston Heat needs to win this game to go 2-2. Otherwise, they will be 1-3 and playing for relegation. Dynasty can seal the top seed with a win here and go 4-0 throughout the prelims. You know, we just played them with Vicious, a couple games ago, and they're playing really solid paintball right now. So things are looking good for Dynasty, but yes, must-win situation for Houston Heat.
Look at Houston Heat right now. They're -5. That is unheard of in the Houston Heat camp, especially with the deep roster they have.
Well, yeah, they do have a deep roster, but it's a new team, man. And I understand, yeah, they picked up veterans, they picked up some winners, guys that have won before, played on Impact last year, who took a bunch of second places and were the top guys on that team. So, yeah, and they've been putting in tons of practice, so you could make the argument they should have had a better showing so far in this event. But that being said, man, it just takes time to get that internal mojo going on, and it's all happens on the field, so you can do all the stuff off the field you want, all the practicing you want, but it's all about what happens in the tournament. Here we go. On the breakout, Dynasty sends Oliver Lang all the way up to the center off the break, and he gets his eye dotted right there. Perfect Cyclops, so Lang's gonna have to walk off early. Heat knows they need to isolate and control Oliver. Here comes Houston Heat. They are just cannonballing up that D side of the field, and it looks like a penalty, Chris.
Yeah, first play of the game, I saw that John Woodley got smoked down going up to the middle of the field. That's gonna be a minor penalty, 1 minute. That's gonna put Chad George in the box. So for 1 minute, they're gonna be down, but look at the bloodbath going on over here. I think that might be everybody.
So Houston Heat gets on the board right away. Good job for Houston Heat doing their homework, knowing that Oliver's having a tournament, and they were able to get him out of there in that center. And even with the penalty that they got, they still were able to get the point. Nice job, Houston Heat. We'll be right back after this. So Houston Heat scoring that first point. However, Chad George is in the box on that looked like a major penalty on John Woodley. Good job by Greg Sewers, though. Looked like he got 2 confirmed kills. Ryan Moorhead had 2, and Chad George got the other one. To get that first point for Heat, it's a big momentum. You want to get that momentum right away. You don't want to let Dynasty start off getting that point and getting one under their belt. So now Dynasty going to have to play on their heels. But it's unfortunate for Houston Heat that Woodley got that penalty. So now let's see if Woodley can get it back. There's John Woodley right there, who gets a quick look, see who's down at the other end of the field. So can he spin his gun around? And it's Woodley stopping to try to get that kill off the break. Can Woodley get the kill? Back corner bunker, he does. John Woodley able to get a shot in on Alex Frazee to even it up, but then Woodley gets shot. Here comes Houston Heat, 3 bodies left alive for them, trying to spread out towards the snake side. They only have 1 player on that D side now, so the advantage definitely goes to San Diego Dynasty, but they don't have the field position that Houston Heat does. And it's looks like Greg Sewers over there on the D side of the field.
Yeah, you got to watch out for him. He's extremely quick, explosive moves. But look at San Diego Dynasty in the field position of the snake.
So Blake Yarber makes a quick bump over, and then he gets attacked by Greg Sewers.
Getting taken out by Greg. They traded over there, Matty.
2 bodies left alive for Dynasty. Glenn Takamoto and Tyler Harmon, but Tyler Harmon looked like he might have taken a bouncer. Oh, no, Tyler Harmon gets shot.
Now, you got to watch these guys. They know exactly when they're at the 50 to snake. I mean, there's no coaching on the sidelines, but you can still coach from the stands. You know, you're not going to take that away. And every time somebody gets in the 50, I hear a whistle, and from the whistle, not a whistle, but like somebody actually whistling, and that I guarantee that's one of the people from Houston Heat camp, because they know exactly when he's there.
And it looks like 2 more confirmed kills for Greg Sewers, the Sewers Power, over there on the D side of the field. And also, Todd, like we've been saying, I guess we've been mispronouncing Sewers' name for 10 years, but unfortunately for him, it's probably just going to have to stick. Sewers.
Greg Sewers.
Sewers. Sewers just has a much better ring to it. And, and once you hear it, you never forget it. Regardless, he's playing great. Houston Heat now up 2 points, 0 for Dynasty. And it looks like 53 seconds. So even with that penalty, Woodley, even though he died, he was able to whip his gun around and get that kill off the break. We'll be right back after this.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people and really shoot just directly over a bunker where people think they're safe, and the next thing you know, I'm getting those kills. My name is Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty, and I shoot the LV1.
So here we go. This game brought to you by Extreme Pros Paintball. Steve Ree's got an awesome store in Orange County, and they do store events every month. So inquire within for details. Steve, huge supporter of paintball out in the Southern California area. Extreme Pros Paintball in Orange County. So here we go. San Diego Dynasty really needs to pick it up here. I mean, they're doing great this event. 3-0, 3 wins, 0 losses, and they're playing a very, very motivated Houston Heat, because the last thing Houston Heat wants to do is have to be playing in a relegation game after all of the work that they put in the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, unfortunately, Houston Heat losing one on the break. Getting up in the middle, Oliver Lang. That is a very, very dangerous spot for them to have Oliver Lang and John Woodley taking the walk. Down to 2 players right now, Todd.
Yeah, Kyle Spica in the 50 snake with Brandon Short behind him. Ryan Greenspan launches up to the inset diamond. Oliver Lang working the middle of the field. Houston Heat bodies dropping all over the place. There goes Sam Monville. Oliver Lang going to go and grab that flag as Houston Heat still has that major penalty. 20 seconds on the board. Oliver Lang's going to run the flag in and hang it right there.
Good heads-up play right there by Dynasty.
Yeah, Oliver Lang took a nice route on the break, came out towards the Dorito side, shooting the snake side. I think he might have been the one that shot Moorhead on the break. Actually, looks like Ryan Greenspan shot Moorhead, but shot towards the snake side and then just head straight up to that A and locked it off right away. Look at the stats on Oliver Lang. 28 kills and 24 points played.
Wow.
And 66% win percentage there. Ranked 4th in the event right now. He's last year's Top Gun winner. You know, I know Oliver Lang, season after season after season, you know, he's been in the league for so long now. You know, the guy knows how to play. He knows how to play every field, every which way. Just check out this replay real quick. Here he goes, shooting towards the snake side, fading his body towards the Dorito, then cuts across, shoots up the Dorito side, and then gets into the snake side of the A. Gonna check off underneath, see if he can shoot that can. And then come right to the snake side of the A and look underneath real quick. And then try and get that shot on the can underneath. May or may not have got the shot in on him in the pack.
He did check that side where Oliver was shooting, but then he started getting blown up on the other side. It's kind of tough to tell from that position.
Well, regardless, I think Oliver pushed him around for somebody else to blow to pieces.
Yeah,
you know, but I mean,
point,
it's all about teamwork at the end of the day. And these guys are probably one of the, well, I think they are the best team in the world. Arguably, I mean, look at all the wins.
Well, they're the 2013 season title holders. They didn't do well at the World Cup, but they over 5 events last season. I mean, yeah, you got to give X Factor the credit for winning the World Cup. That's the hardest tournament to win in the world, but the hardest thing to do in paintball is to win the PSP Series title. The best in the business are in this league. It's unarguable. And
well, out of 5 tournaments last year, they got 2 firsts and 1 second. So I mean,
yeah,
that says a lot about
the
them.
first 3 events too. So Dynasty always starting strong. They got a 1-point deficit here to make up. So on the breakout, still 14 seconds left on that major penalty. Oliver Lang now all the way up, and Oliver Lang is running up past the 50-yard line, but he gets blown to pieces trying to make that happen. And then off of that, Alex Frazee able to get to the 50-yard line here, snake side.
And here comes Chad George out of the box, but Thomas Taylor catches one in the goggles, so 3 bodies left alive for Houston Heat. Alex Frazee in that 50 snake, pressing up against it, trying to put the pressure on Nick Sloviak down the corner. Keith DeVitt Sitting in that Doritos side can, really tucked in. Worried that Alex might come out on him. Alex got a clear shot if he can, if he looks on the inside. But Alex really concerned right now about Nick Slowiak. Dynasty with a body in that second Dorito and one in the Dorito side corner. So Tyler Harmon and Oliver Lang off the field right now for San Diego Dynasty. 3 bodies left alive. That is Takamoto and Yarber as Yarber comes running down the Dorito side and looks like he may have traded out with Chad George.
Well, I don't know. Both of them are saying that they're still alive.
Yeah, both are called out, so Blake Yarber trades out with Chad George. So now Fragi and Takamoto on Nick Slowiak over here.
And he catches one. And he's still shooting, though.
Referee calls out Slowiak. So another point on the board. Dynasty able to capitalize. Houston Heat won 1 point with the major, but Dynasty comes back and wins the next 2. So 16 minutes gone, or 16 minutes left in this game. It is now going to be 5-on-5, score 2-2. We'll be right back after these messages.
So let's check out the replay here from Oliver's run through in the center. So off the break, here comes Oliver Lang. No, he's only got to get up to that center. He gets up there looking D side, sees that body, and then he runs and he's shooting towards that dead player.
He was shooting a dead player, thinking he's running to the outside of to that Dorito.
Yeah,
too.
so and then off of that, he got his left side just obliterated. But still, you know, I mean, it's going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen when you are pushing forward and you're being very aggressive. Every now and then, it doesn't work out for you. So he got to a good field position, but then tried to push across, looking for that run through that he's been seeing all tournament long. Him and, you know, it's Oliver Lang and Alex Rodriguez from the Ironman have played the center the best out of anybody on any team, in my opinion. Now, what do you guys think?
No, I agree. I think Alex Rodriguez is at the top right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing really, really well. I think Oliver's pulled back a little bit, but he's playing smarter. Alex Rodriguez is more the I'm going to get everybody, I don't care what happens thing. So
It's working.
it's working.
Absolutely.
That is for sure.
It's definitely working.
Yeah.
John Woodley's played it pretty well, too.
Yeah.
You know, John Woodley's done a pretty good job up there.
I like the route he takes and gets up into the little Aztec. On the breakout, Houston Heat, Ronnie DeZone getting out to the, oh, he did not make it, Todd. So 1 down for Houston Heat, 2 down for Houston Heat.
3 down for Houston Heat. Now no one on the snake side for Houston Heat, and it looks like they just have actually 1 player left alive. It looks like it's Greg Sewers, and Greg Sewers is about to get taken down here by Oliver Lang.
Good point.
Yeah, quick point, and it was the off-the-break shooting for Dynasty, taking out the whole snake side of the field, and they got one on the D side. But Todd, it goes back to what you were saying. You know, that's really been the difference for these teams. There's the two most important things at stake here on this layout is how good are you at running and shooting out to your spot, and then after that, how good are you at putting all the variables together when chaos starts going down and make those dynamic moves. So we'll be right back after this score. 3-2, 3 unanswered points by San Diego Dynasty. Can Houston Heat get back in this match? We'll be right back. Looking in the pits here, there's Oliver Lang. Let's check out this replay here from that last point. So, I think it's Greg Sewers.
Yeah, didn't hesitate putting that gun up.
Yeah, well, not much you could do there, man.
No, he was in a bad position. He was the only player alive, like 3 or 4 Dynasty players coming down on him, and that's the last thing you want. I've been there.
Yeah, it's a rough position to be in. Oliver Lang headed towards you with a head of steam. There he is right there again. That's Blake Yarber, Brandon Short, Ryan Greenspan, Alex Frage, and Yosh Rao.
You know, we talked a little bit about Blake Yarber yesterday, playing amazing throughout the weekend. You can see right now it's four confirmed kills for Dynasty.
Yeah, well, Blake, a lot of pressure is going to be put on Blake this year. With the loss of Dalton Vanderbilt, someone has to play the one on that D side. So sometimes it's been Ryan, sometimes it's been Blake. They've both done great over there. But now Dynasty getting destroyed on that D side of the field. Heat losing 2 bodies as well.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-2 right now. Alex Frage gunned down Thomas Taylor off the break. And now just 2 bodies, Frage and Short over here on the Snake side. 3 bodies left alive. Oh, no, here comes Alex Frage going to bunker out Chad George. And an even trade, just Keith DeVitt over here breaking from the Dorito side on out to the Snake side. I think it might be a one-on-one as Heat lost another body over off that Dorito side. So Brandon Short, oh no, there he is over there in the Dorito 1. It is a 2-on-1. Keith DeVitt.
Chad Boucher.
And Chad Boucher in the Dorito 1 on Brandon Short. As Keith makes his way up the Snake side. Gonna come over. Short concentrating on the Dorito side. Here comes Keith. Brandon Short.
Has Brandon got a hit on the top of his loader?
Yeah, he had just got shot on the top of his loader.
So they trade out. That, I believe that was Chad Boucher got a shot in on Short as he came around the outside. So, I mean, just melee on the break that game. Dynasty loses all 3 bodies on the Dorito side on the break. But also shoot, let's check this replay out real quick. So here's Alex Frage gonna take off down the field.
I thought he got him. Oh no, I think if anybody, Chad George got him. You know, that was a good move by Alex Frage, but hesitation for 1 second. And here comes Keith DeVitt. Oh, he's the one, he wants to shot him on top of the loader, I see.
So that's going to make it a tie ball game, 3-3. Heat able to get a run stopper point as Dynasty rattled off 3-3. So with 1:12 to go for the next start of this game, we'll be right back after this.
Ever wonder why you feel so great after purchasing from BuyPBL.com? We stock and test only the best to be sold directly to you. And once our team of experts deems that your order is complete, it gets the stamp. Once your order is packed, our team of shippers will get you your goods fast. Ooh, yeah. Never have a bad shopping experience again. Shop at BuyPBL.com. Feel free, alive, and incredibly rich.
Coach Jason Trojan for Houston Heat coming out and talking to his boys before they start this next point. They've been able to tie it up now. Good work done by Greg Sewers. 4 confirmed kills for him. Ryan Moorhead has 3, Keith DeVitt 2, Tim Montressor run. Ronnie Dizon yet to contribute on the kill count. On the flip side, Oliver Lang, 5 confirmed kills for San Diego Dynasty. He's having a great tournament so far. And Kyle Spica, Tyler Harmon, Glenn Takamoto, and Ryan Greenspan out there to play this next point for San Diego Dynasty. All tied up at 3 apiece here. 14 minutes and 29 seconds to go. Dynasty versus Houston Heat. Must-win situation for Houston Heat. Dynasty is already 3-0 right now. They're just trying to win out, win all their prelim games. Houston Heat looks like they lose a body on the D side. 4 players left alive for them. Here comes San Diego Dynasty up the center. It's Oliver Lang again. Constantly pushing the action in the center of the field, which really has to make the other team worry about that move. Let's see if Oliver can get some production done out of there. They also have 2 players on the Snake side, 1 player on the, looks like, yeah, 1 player on the D side. Ryan Greenspan took the early walk.
Well, one thing about Oliver being in that spot he's in right now, if you don't make that shot on that outside Snake guy, you're in some trouble. You're going to get pinched really, really bad because they can come down the Doritos. Look at the big
Glenn
move.
Takamoto all the way down the Dorito side, bunkering out Woodley, shooting DeVitt in the back, still alive. Dizon does not know he's there. Montressor has backed all the way up off the Snake corner to protect himself as Takamoto double eyeballs Ronnie Dizon walking off the field. So what a huge play right there.
Takamoto.
By Glenn Takamoto.
That was amazing move.
Doing work. He dumped into that small Dorito. Dorito won, and then just saw the opening, took off down the wire, and put another point on the board for San Diego Dynasty. Man.
I think he got at least a 4-pack.
I would think so.
Because he shot Dizon cross field, and he had already killed Moorhead, DeVitt, and Sewers before that happened.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know. Look at this replay right here, guys. This is an amazing, amazing move. Just like you said, he sees the move to Dorito outside. There he goes, Matty. And you called it. He said he saw an opening, and I think he just slipped. He's like, I'm just going.
Well, I mean, yeah, he realized no one was looking at him.
He shot the first guy from the Dorito.
No one was looking at him, and that's the heads-up play that's possible when you have Glenn Takamoto on the field.
Amazing play right there. And then he's composure, stay composed. He had everybody stuck over. 4-pack confirmed right there. That's Ryan Moorhead, Keith DeVitt, Greg Sewers, and Ronnie Dizon all chalked up under Glenn Takamoto.
Yeah, Tyler Harmon taking that last kill of Tim Montresor. So we'll be right back after this. Awesome job by Glenn. The rest of Dynasty, 4-3 is the score.
Let's go, Heat, fight!
Taking a look, there's Keith DeVitt and Ryan Moorhead in the pits. Ryan Moorhead on your left, getting ready to play this next point. There is a Dizon covered in Glenn Takamoto's paintballs. Notice that's on the right-hand side, which is where, Glenn Takamoto made his way up into the D side, able to get that cross-field shot. So Dizon gonna have to clean that up before the start of the next point that he gets to play. And here we go, 4-3 is the score, 1-point game, still anyone's match with 13 minutes even on the clock. Looking at Heat on your screen. Chad George, Greg Sewers, Sam Monville, Chad Boucher, and John Woodley on the field for Houston Heat. Dynasty on your right-hand side. Dynasty breaking out wide on both sides of the field. They got those back corners clean, but then it looks like Alex Frazier gets Cyclops as it was in his bunker, but it looks like also Houston Heat losing bodies too.
Yeah, right there. That was John Woodley coming off the field. Chad George getting in the snake, covered it right there. Here comes San Diego Dynasty trying to get, I thought he was gonna run him down. That's Oliver Lang getting in the snake. Chad George comes out right now, hitting the pack. And that leaves a lot of opening for Oliver Lang right now. He's gonna come down and shoot across the field. Only thing stopping him is that back left corner, Matty.
Yeah, well, Oliver's just is getting the information from the stands right now. There's no coaching on the sidelines, but there is coaching from the stands. So he's trying to listen to the fans that are trying to give him some information. It's just tough when you have 3 people yelling at you at the same time. Try to figure out what exactly is going on. But Oliver Lang now going to make his way to the 50, trying to figure out where the bodies are, so he can start going to work. Oh, and Heat losing bodies. I think they just have
2 left.
2 left. So D1 and back corner bunker snake side, only 2 players left alive for Houston Heat. And San Diego Dynasty, 3 players. Back behind Oliver Lang is Tyler Harmon, number 12. And then Glenn Takamoto, only player left alive for San Diego Dynasty, way in the back bunker on the D side of the field. Oliver trying to get a crossfield shot there. Into the 40-yard line, Dorito, D2 or D3. So, do you think Glenn has the ball right now?
I mean,
it's tough to tell right now. I mean, it's kind of locked up. 2 players left alive for Heat. Now Oliver Lang moving past the 50-yard line. Is he going to be able to get a shot cross field? No, he didn't see the move be made by Sam Monville. Or no, Greg Sewers. Greg Sewers into 50-yard line, Dorito. And there, now finally he picks him up. Oliver Lang, I think might have clipped the back of Greg's goggles. No, Greg's still alive. If Glenn Takamoto might be able to come around, though, on that tape side, on the sideline. Glenn Takamoto shooting inside. Now he comes around. They finally squeeze out Greg Sewers. And so Greg's going to walk off. Now it's 3-on-1. In the driver's seat, San Diego Dynasty with the numerical advantage. 1 player left alive for Houston Heat in the back corner bunker. And Heat's forced to concede that point. So now San Diego Dynasty up 2. Must-win situation for Houston Heat. Their backs are now against the wall. If Houston Heat loses this match, they already got beat up real bad by the Ironmen this morning, 7-3. So they have to win this game to avoid having to play in that dreaded relegation game. You see Oliver Lang yelling at the guys in the stand saying, I need the correct information. One person, please, at a time. Tell me what I need to do. Or
yeah,
not even what.
It's hard.
Or not. And but the thing with Oliver is a guy like Oliver, you don't want to tell Oliver what to do. Just give him information. Here's where they are. Here's where they're shooting. That's all that he needs to know. Oliver still has more kills than points played, which is quite amazing. And it's so hard to get one over on an average 1 kill per point. Is very, very difficult to do because sometimes you get shot off the breaks, you know, and so then you have to, if you get, let's say you go out 1 point and you shoot 2 guys, and then you get shot off the break the next game, especially with Oliver's been running up to that center, so it's kind of difficult. So the fact that he has 4 more kills than points played is very impressive. Again, this game brought to you by Extreme Pros Paintball. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you got to get to Orange County store. Steve Ree, Extreme Pros, doing a great job of supporting the game. And we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, and thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, you know, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
Houston Heat down 2, score 5-3. Chad George, Greg Sewers, Thomas Taylor, Chad Boucher, and John Woodley taking the field for Houston Heat for Dynasty. Oliver Lang, Yosh Rao, Ryan Greenspan, and Brandon Short so far. Still need one more guy. You're looking at, there's Thomas Taylor. Big pickup for Houston Heat in the offseason. So the thing with Heat, you know, that they haven't really done that well this event. It's tough, man. You know, they put a new team together, 4 new guys on their team, and regardless of how much practice time that they put in, it's time in the tournaments to really kind of see, all right, well, who are going to be our guys? They have a lot of guys to choose from, a lot of talent and experience on that squad, and just trying to find their form here after reforming in the offseason. So. And they're playing, you know, the 2013 season title holders and a team that won 2 events last year and took a 2nd place. So, you know, it's not easy in the Champions Division, as we all well know from watching all these games throughout the past couple seasons. Last year was crazy. I mean, look at, you know, San Antonio X Factor, who ended up winning the World Cup. They won the World Cup, but they had to play in relegation games last year and fight to maintain their Champion League spot. I can't wait to see the next game we have coming up after the lunch break. And also, don't go away during the lunch break. If you haven't seen the Season 2 finale of the roster brought to you by Planet Eclipse, we get to see how X Factor won the World Cup. It's a very dramatic story, and we get to see that during the lunch break here on the webcast. And then after that, we have Art Chaos taking on Moscow Red Legion. So here we go. Houston Heat, can they come back here against San Diego Dynasty in this must-win situation? And it looks like bodies dropping for San Diego Dynasty here off the break. They lose Ryan Greenspan. Greg Sewers was able to get that shot in on him. And now Houston Heat has Chad George in the snake. He's on your screen right now. You can see by his body language he wants to move up to that 50-yard line. He's checking off on that lane. He's going to have to earn the bump because it looks like he's being kept in by Kyle Spica, who wants to make the move too. Kyle Spica up on his feet. Tight, playing real tight right there with his left hand, trying to make the move to the snake. Now Chad George shooting inside towards that center.
Kyle Spica backing up. Brandon Short both looking to get shots cross field on the Dorito side as Chad George makes a move into the 50 snake. Now he's got Thomas Taylor behind him, but Kyle Spica comes up and out of the snake side temple. trying to get a shot across the field. Then he's going to cut right into the snake. Chad George got shot. He is pulled out of the 50 snake. Kyle Spica now has that snake all to himself. Brandon Short, Thomas Taylor still mirrored up as Spica goes to work on John Woodley in that command center in the middle of the field. And Woodley is going to get pinched out by Spica and Lang over there in the Dorito 2. And Thomas Taylor also going to get shot across the field. Coming out into a blaze of glory, Oliver Lang looks like he traded out with Greg Sewers. Greg Sewers tried to make a desperation move right there, and Oliver Lang, and he just ran right into each other, but Dynasty still had plenty of bodies alive. Yosh Rao was over there behind Oliver. He mopped up Greg Sewers right after that. So Dynasty right now, get another point, going to take a 6-3 lead over Houston Heat, which pretty much means that, not pretty much, but it means that Dynasty is going to go in as the #1 seed into Sunday, and Omaha Vicious will be going in as the 2 seed into Sunday from the morning bracket.
Well, let's check out this replay here. Heat on your left, Dynasty on your right. There goes Dynasty cutting in, and then this was interesting.
Oh, he had the drop on Dolliver for sure on that.
Yeah, so Oliver was trying to make his move forward. He cut in, and then he went, and then who was that from Heat? Was that Sewers?
That was Sewers.
Yeah, Sewers. So Sewers makes that move up to the 50-yard line. And also, again, do not miss it. If you haven't seen it already, Season 2 finale is going to be happening as soon as this game is over. So check out how World Cup was won by San Antonio X Factor. Such a dramatic story with them. Is, you know, they didn't play well last year for most of the season, but then, you know, with that awesome lineup that they have, the boys' best team in Texas, and they came back and refused to give up their efforts, and just had an amazing performance at World Cup, and ended up winning the tournament and winning the most important and hardest win tournament of the year to win their first World Cup. And we get to watch that during the lunch break. And then also Season 3 of the roster, brought to you by Planet Eclipse, is going to be on Chicago Aftershock. So though they ended up 1-3, they put up awesome battles against all the teams that they played. And it's going to be interesting to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens with them throughout as the year progresses. So here we go. Houston Heat has 9 minutes to get something done here. Can they make it happen? We will find out.
On the breakout split screen, Dynasty on your left. Houston Heat on your right, taking a walk very, very quickly on that point.
It's not looking good for Heat,
no,
man.
It's not looking good at all, man.
3 bodies right away. Monville, DeVitt, and Thomas Taylor all coming off the field, and there goes Ryan Moorhead as Alex Fragi is just cutting down the field from the 50 snake. Looks like all 5 bodies alive for San Diego Dynasty. Dynasty shooting great lanes on the break today, and they're going to win this match 7-3. So Houston Heat was playing to avoid relegation these last couple points because mathematically it was impossible for them to be able to win as far as point differential in a 3-way tie. So now that Houston Heat has lost this game, they will play for relegation with Chicago Aftershock. The Los Angeles Ironmen are going to avoid relegation, and Vicious will move on by winning the head-to-head against the Los Angeles Ironmen because both teams went 2-2, and San Diego Dynasty at 4-0 will go in as the 1 seed from the morning bracket.
Well, Dynasty definitely the team to beat right now.
They're playing extremely, extremely well. I mean, from what we've seen, everything, you know, they're playing really, really well.
Well,
I mean, the best so far.
They season title holders from last year. They won 2 tournaments last season. This is not surprising. Dynasty always comes out and plays well in the beginning of the season. A couple years ago, they won like 4 or 5 events in a row across the world in the beginning of the year. So, yeah, absolutely, Dynasty, the team to beat. 4 wins in the prelims. They advance as the 1st seed, but it's great to see Omaha Vicious. You know, Todd, you guys had to struggle through some practices, and it was tough to get practice time outdoors for all those guys in the offseason. But, hey, don't be perfect, be clutch. They came through. And also, don't forget, sign your team up early for the Mid-Atlantic Open. That's the next event. Rick Carver's field, OXCC. Man, what a great field out there in Maryland. Beautiful place to play. And can't wait to get out there and see the battle that's going to take place for the 2nd event. But make sure you sign up your team early. Go to pspevents.com. We're sold out here at the first one. PSP had to add an additional field just to even accommodate all the teams that needed to play here. Over 170 teams. here at this first PSP event, the biggest event the PSP has seen that wasn't a World Cup in, I think, ever, actually. So that's awesome. So here we go. This is those were the scores from Friday. And let's check in with Lauren, but also remember, don't go anywhere. We have the roster Season 2 finale coming at you during the lunch break. But before we get to the roster, let's check in with Lauren Kelly in the pits.
Clear lenses.
I'm here with Oliver Lang on the sidelines. Dynasty just went 4-0. You guys won all of your matches. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty nice, Lauren. Yeah. No, we had a little bit of a tough day yesterday in our book. Played some good games, and it's the beginning of the season, and we just need to kind of get that rust off and just kind of get back in that tournament groove. And yeah, I think we're getting there.
Heat's been having a pretty rough weekend. They only won one of their matches. What problems do you think they're having? What mistakes are you saying?
Well, they don't have the Russians.
That's true.
Yeah, those Russians are bread and butter. I mean, they got some nice new guys, but they're a new team now, It's unfortunate that those guys left to go do that, but, it takes a long time to build a new team. People don't realize that, and all these players just keep jumping around, and good for them because it's just going to make all these other teams weaker. Well, we're not going to be jumping and trading guys all the time, and we're going to continue building, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. People all just kind of sell out for money now. It's a little sad, although I did that once.
Yeah, but you're back on Dynasty, so it's all good. Congratulations for going 4-0. They are the only undefeated team this weekend. Stay tuned. We'll have more matches coming up.